Okay, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be going over the special world seed that Relogic made for the Don't Starve Together update. And specifically, I want to explain the mechanics of the seed for people who just haven't looked it up or don't look up stuff about the game or don't do it very often or just didn't look up about the seed, but maybe, just it might just pique their interest, like, oh, I'm playing on this world seed, but what exactly is different about it other than the very obvious things, which I will also be explaining. And basically, I'm just reading off of the Terraria wiki, the official Terraria wiki page, and I'm going to be reading off the changes that are there, and I'm going to have screenshots for you guys showing pictures or like snips of the Wikipedia page so that you can see what I'm talking about. So this is gonna be pretty short because I'm basically just going over all these different things. We have the world generation of the world, which isn't different, or it's not that different, I should say. It is different. It's not that different though. But there are, significant things that you can see in your worlds. Basically, there's two changes to the surface and two to the underground for world generation in the constant world seed, which also you can gain access to by typing in either constant with a space, I4 and I with a 4, or I4 and I with a 4, like the word 4, FOR. And those are there's 5 different seeds that you can put in order to get this world, or this kind of world generation. So anyways, on the surface, for this world seed, you get marble patches occasionally spawning throughout the world on the surface with some white painted statues. So they're marble patches, which have been seen if you've seen any of my Let's Play episodes, which you might not have. They're kind of all over the place. And I guess that these statues are also painted white, which is different than normal statues because they're usually gray. They're usually like a stone gray, right? And then spider caves or small patches of spider walls often generate at or near the surface, which is not something that I realized. I don't know if the spider cave that I found in my first playthrough episode was one of these or if that was a naturally spawning one. I don't know. But I've seen these patches of spider walls and cobwebs on the surface once or twice while playing through the world myself, which I was like, what is this? Is this part of the update? I didn't even really voice it. I don't even know if I called attention to it in my video. I might have even just snipped over those parts in the video because I was like, it's not really that important. I don't want to make the video that long, so I'm just going to cut this out. But they're there. And then underground, the world generates with wavy caves, which travel up and down in sharp zigzag patterns or travel diagonally downwards, as well as lead ore and platinum ore will never generate. So you only get iron and gold in the constant world, which is interesting. I don't know why that is, but that's the thing. And I want to bring to your interest these wavy caves, which was the weirdest thing that I found reading through this thing, because I didn't notice anything different about the caves. I'm sure they've been different, but I didn't notice anything different in the world that I have. And there's a map here which I have a image of on my computer, and I'm gonna try to put it up on the screen right now. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but I'm looking at it right now, and you can pretty clearly see what it's talking about. You can see these caves, these huge, I think they're like, no, they're not all connected, but like they're just big stretches of open area that go downwards. And some of them are like choppy, like I see like in this ice biome, there's a couple of like just straight up zigzags, like side to side, like up down up down up down. And then there's some like on the very left side of the world, there's like some really windy, I guess, sloping caves that just go super deep. And it's so weird seeing this, cause I don't like, it's just wacky, cause like I didn't notice anything different about the caves in my world, but you can clearly see the difference here, and the thing that they're talking about in the constant worlds. And I think it's just really, really cool. Anyways, we're going to move on and speed this up a little bit, because that was a lot just about world generation, although that's kind of like the main thing when you look at special world seeds. The player changes is that the player has a hunger system, which I've pointed out in my Let's Play as well, or my playthrough, because it's one of the big things. It's like one of the game mechanics of the Don't Starve world. And the hunger system goes down over time and can be increased by consuming food items. The sentence structure doesn't make all that much sense for what the thing is. And when their hunger level decreases, they will emote. The player's hunger starts at peckish, which lasts 5 minutes, which does nothing. The player then becomes hungry, which lasts 5 minutes and lowers the player's stats similar to weak. And then if you get to the starving debuff, which is the last one, the last like step in these, the player starts losing health equal to 2% of their max health per second indefinitely until you eat. And then consuming a food item replaces the buff with whichever food buff you get from that specific one. And then the last change for players is that the player gains a custom hurt sound from the Don't Starve characters. Male characters' hurt sound is the same as Wilson's, while female characters is the same as Willow's. And I don't know the characters. I have not played Don't Starve together before, so I don't know, but that is what that is. And I like questioned this in my playthrough as well. I was like, what is this sound? Whenever the character would get hurt, I'm like, what? This is so weird. But that's part of the map, or the seed, or whatever you want to call it. And then there's a bunch of other changes, where the world has a constant shader, which significantly darkens the world. This effect can also be seen when generating the world, where obviously the color palette is darker, it's more grayish, and you know, that's just a cool little thing that they did to make the environment more suited to the game that they were making the world for and collabing with. It'll be pitch dark on the surface during normal nights. When a moon, full moon, or blood moon occurs, the player will be able to see things normally on the surface. I didn't realize that it wasn't pitch dark on the surface during normal nights normally. I could swear that it was. I don't know. I don't exactly know the difference there, but apparently there is a difference. When the player enters completely dark areas, the status message, "It is very dark, you feel in danger," will be displayed. After 3 seconds, the player will take a fixed 50 damage per second. The continuous damage will last until the player gets lightened by any type of light or dies. When the player gets lightened and thus stops receiving damage from the darkness or resets the 3-second damage timer, the status message, "The danger of the dark has passed," will be displayed. So that's just explaining exactly how the player damage, darkness damage mechanic works. And I was a little curious about how exactly it worked, like how much damage you took, like the timing and stuff, and it's all explained right here. And then there's some other oddities that I had noticed in my playthrough as well, which I voiced, where cacti will hurt the player when touched or chopped. I was like, is this a 1.4 thing? Is this a world? Is this like just a new overall update thing? Is this a Don't Starve Together world seed thing? And it had to do with the seed. I don't think I ever really thought too much on it, but that's one of the things that I thought, and that's what it is. Torches, campfires, tiki torches, and lamps exposed to the sky will be extinguished when it rains, which is pretty obnoxious, and I'm not sure how to circumvent that. I don't know what light sources I should be using to circumvent that, but it's something that I noticed and was kind of annoyed at when recently playing the game. And I was like, what? Did this just always happen? What is this? But it's part of the seed, and I did not link it to the seed at all when I thought this, or like when I noticed it. I didn't link it to the constant world seed at all, but apparently it is linked, which is pretty cool and kind of infuriating if you just light everything with basic torches like I do, but oh well. Other pieces of furniture that produce light and or seem to be fire-based, so like candles, candelabras, furnaces, fireplace, lampposts, will remain lit. So I mean, I guess there's the answer to the question I just like posed. What do I do about this? Certain items have their drop rate increased, those being the ham bat, the bat, monster meat, the tentacle spike, and Glomer's Flower. Abigail's Flower has a higher spawn chance as well. So all the Don't Starve together, I believe these are weapons, like summons and just normal weapons. I think these are what they are. So those have a higher chance to spawn. The paintings related to Don't Starve sold by the traveling merchant are less rare. I didn't realize that there were paintings related to the game that were sold, so that's news to me, something I'll look out for. Enemies except spiders will be more likely to despawn after they pick up dropped coins in expert worlds. Like, because they usually don't despawn enemies that pick up coins. Apparently they might be more likely to despawn, although there's this little verify thing on the side, which I think might mean that this is just like a question that people are asking or something that they've noticed, but isn't actually like official. Like, that's not an official thing that the world does. It's just something that has been noticed. I'm not positive how the wiki works and everything, but that might not be actually something that happens. I don't know. The final thing is that rare clouds in the background are more common, and in those rare clouds, Don't Starve related clouds are more common. A couple of these which I've seen, and that's just another little cool thing. You get more rare clouds, and then you get some cool special clouds for or related to the update. And then the last thing is the world icons, which you know, is just all of the, I think in this update specifically, all of the special world seeds got different world icons. For the Don't Starve world, it's the or it's an evergreen from the world, an evergreen tree, and there's 4 different forms of it, as you can see here. I will show in the video. But yeah, that's about it. That is everything that is changed in the world seed. I didn't actually expect there to be this much, so it was kind of cool me reading it myself, and I'm like, I should make a video about this. Just, you know, a little video, which is probably won't end up being as short as I want it to, because this voiceover is already 15 minutes long, so maybe it'll I don't know, it'll be a little too long. I don't know, dude. I'll probably have to cut out a lot, and it'll be a choppy video and whatever, man. Anyways, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope that you guys did enjoy, learned a little bit of something about this world seed. Might be able to check out another thing or two about it, or just, you know, something that you noticed, like me, got verified by reading this, and or, you know, hearing me read about it. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video.